AIRTAD is basically about the Yamransa model. What the group has been doing is getting sponsorship to go into communities where they set up these really beautiful labs. These are spaces where members of the community, usually students from the schools in that area, they go to access resources for practical learning. When they go there, they have opportunities to use ICT resources, they have computers there, and they have this innovative device. It's called the Asanka, which has learning materials for them. In addition to that, they have these maker spaces, areas where they can build. So they have 3D printers where they are printing robots, and then they are actually doing robotics. They learn how to do robotics. So they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of learning in these areas. And what we are hearing is that they've done some research on the impact of what this does. And the young people that have access to these labs are doing so much better than their counterparts at the BEC level. These are junior high schoolers. They are doing so much better because they have access to the practical learning that these labs provide. The challenge is that it's expensive to build the labs. It's expensive to maintain them. It's expensive to keep the young people going there and having enough resources, consumables, for them to use in the learning that they do. So they are looking for support and they are asking how can they scale this, because right now they only have them in a few communities. They want to expand all over Ghana. So where is the funding and resources going to come from? Who is going to support them to be able to do this? However, you have to take note of what they are doing in terms of the types of communities that they are entering. They go to underrepresented communities where sometimes even electricity is a problem. And so if you're asking the members of the community to pay for this, it's going to be difficult for them to sustain the effort. That is why they're looking for sponsorship beyond the community, because the communities they go to are already quite difficult. But what sometimes we fail to recognize is that when the young person is learning how to do something and building these things, they are not commercial products yet. They need to be scaled. Okay, so what resources or what support can you provide with these young people who are learning these skills to convert these things to commercial products? It may take several generations. Remember, the BEC does not take forever, right? So they learn the skills, they do well on the exams. The next thing is they are out of that community in senior high school and then later on in university. So what programs can we do sustainably to move such products to become commercial products? But when they go to university, they learn even more. And I'm hoping that when they meet me at the University of Ghana in the School of Engineering Sciences, that is where they even learn to make these commercial products better. I think in Ghana here, there are now 13 labs. Please, you have to check on that. So they have built several of them here in Ghana. They are now in Gambia as well. They are in Gambia as well. They have some labs in Gambia. They give them the numbers there as well. And then they have labs that will be coming up in Liberia as we heard. So it's an African effort. We have to all come on board. If you were listening to what I had to say, there's a gap, right? We need 2.5 million engineers to solve the problems of Africa. This is a daunting number, but if we are working together, we can do it. You know, the Yamransa Model Labs, with the help of the sponsors, are doing something. They can't do it all. So if you follow me, you'll find out that I'm supporting many different groups to do different things. There are different models out there. Everybody is doing something, including my own foundation. We are all doing our part. The idea is to get the young people interested in these areas, the sciences, technology, engineering, and mathematics, so that they can become problem solvers who will address the challenges. And so we all have to do our part. Those of you in the media, by broadcasting your information and showing that it's possible to do something, you are also doing your part in supporting us to bridge this gap. So everybody can do something. How does a person get up and suddenly start doing robotics and doing high-level ICT without being numerate or being literate? So yes, it's all part of it. When the young people start, they start with the basic skills of reading, counting, writing. Then they apply the skills in the interesting ways of being able to solve the problems. So it's all part of educating the young person to become useful to society?
This project is one that enhances the education of young people in terms of tech education through the establishment of labs in rural communities to provide ICT facilities where young people in such deprived communities not having access to internet can have access to various educational materials and ICT through the establishment of the labs, and also provision of a device called the Asanka device, which grants them access to several learning materials in their state. Now, as part of this model, there is a maker space where young people explore their creativity and innovation in robotics and Lego spikes and all the Arduino and all those things. Now you can see some exhibited here. These are projects from young people from the labs showing, and this is a competition actually. So the young people from the various labs are here today to exhibit their innovation through the various projects they have worked on based on the Sustainable Development Goals. This year we focus on Goal 2 and Goal 7. So they have projects that are solving real-time solutions in their challenges in their community on these goals in the for this event. Based on the model, an assessment was done last year, which shows the performance of our school. Now we use the control and case and control model, where students who benefit, schools that benefit from our lab were compared against schools that don't use our lab. Now, the first indicator we used was their performance in national level examinations, which for them was a BEC. And out of the assessment, it came out that 16.1%, there was a 16.1 percentage increase in the performance of schools that benefited from our labs as against a 1% increase in schools who did not benefit from our labs. Now, what this means is that the students from those who have access to all the education materials and the lab are performing higher as compared to those who don't have access to the ICT materials and educational materials. Now, this also goes further in various subjects that are STEM related, mathematics, ICT, and integrated science and a lot. Now, the other aspect of it is that girls from our schools were even performing better from their male counterparts in the schools. So in the BEC performance, we had a 16.2% of girls from our schools performing higher as against 12.5% increase in their male counterparts. Now, when we compared girls from our schools and girls from the non-performing schools, the gap was very, very wide. And this indicates that when young girls are also given access to such equipment and such facilities, their potential is amplified and they can even do better than their male counterparts. And this is addressing the SGD Goal 5, which talks about gender equality. So basically, this is what AIRTAD is about. This is what the Yamransa model for sustainable development is about. And that is what we as implementers, we are the program managers of this project.
I am Elias Mario Chipley from YM Lab Liberia. I'm the center manager for that side, and I'm the robotics instructor. This is Liberia's first time competing in the AIRTAD, and from what I've seen, the program is really going to be great. For starters, I am a young entrepreneur who aspires to be a robotics engineer. I'm currently attending university where in hopes I will one day graduate as an electronics engineer and then transposing that degree to a robotics engineering degree. This is our first time in Ghana, the entire team. As you can see, this is our project, and it is something that we don't really see in our country, and it serves as an inspiration and a call to young Liberians to take part in more competitions like this, and also to keep up their dream. Don't let it down. I wanted to be a robotics engineer from the time I was little, and I'm still upholding that dream. This is a project called the Smart Homestead. It comprises of a smart house and a smart farm. Now, this house is embedded with several technologies which monitor temperature, humidity, soil moisture. It has an inbuilt security system, and it has a networking protocol that allows the house to be monitored and controlled from anywhere in the world. It is encrypted by a company, so that means we have a group of cybersecurities that encrypts the data, so it's held in secrecy and it cannot be hacked easily. So that's the project. It does a lot of things. And as we go on with the program, you're going to see what this project is fully capable of.
For more news, please visit our website graphic.com.gh or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH.
Subscribe now.